Hey there, East Tennessee. Hope you're having a great Friday so far. It is a nice, warm, and sunny Friday like we've been seeing for much of this week. Now for today, highs are expected to get into the upper 70s. We're forecasting around 79 degrees in the city of Knoxville. Now we have some extra cloud cover that we're thinking is going to keep today to be a little bit cooler than yesterday. So that's why we're keeping temperatures on the lower end. So with yesterday hitting around 81 degrees, we're thinking this cloud cover may keep us down and not quite hitting that 80-degree mark. But as we get into the afternoon, you see 76 degrees at 6 p.m. It's going to be very comfortable in time for some Friday night football. By the time game ends, we're going to be seeing temperatures in the mid 60s, so it might just be a little bit cooler. Maybe take a jacket if you're one to get chilly easily, because then we have lows getting into the upper 50s, which is still quite comfortable, warmer than what we saw last night, or this morning, I should say. And so it'll be fairly mild overall. Now I'm taking you into the regional view right now to show you we got high pressure off into our east that's sitting over the Carolinas, and we're watching this first little bit of rainfall move through parts of Middle Tennessee and into Kentucky. Now we did have the opportunity for some of those showers in the plateau. It looks like that's kind of dying off, but we're going to keep seeing this rainfall fade into the afternoon hours. Cloud cover does the same, but it does return as we get into your Saturday afternoon, and then we're watching this first big bunch of rain as we get into your Saturday. Now, if you're going to be traveling up to Lexington for the game, for the UT game against Kentucky, as you're getting ready for the game and during the actual game time, we're not worried about any rain. It's more so afterwards that you got to keep an eye out. We're watching these storms move their way in towards the northeast as we get overnight into your Sunday morning. So just know, as you're stepping out the door on Sunday, the first half of your drive is likely going to be a wet one before you make it back into town as we get further down into Tennessee. But that rainfall is going to keep on moving, maybe a little bit of rainfall for the plateau during that time period as well. And then we're just kind of watching the movement of this rainfall as we get into the coming hours beyond that. So over this weekend, not really looking at much rain. We see maybe around a quarter-inch here in eastern Tennessee, maybe closer to 2 inches as you get closer to Lexington. So definitely keep an eye out for any flooding that you may encounter. Then we take it to the next 7 days and we see totals get a little bit higher, maybe around a quarter-inch when you include some of the rainfall that we see around Monday. So here's a lower resolution look at that. We're going to continue to watch the front moving in ahead of a lot of this rainfall. We'll see that passing primarily as we get through your Monday. Then that rainfall comes in. So we see that around Monday afternoon, going from the late morning into the afternoon time is when we see that finally crossing into the plateau. So it looks like your commute to work should be in the clear for your Monday. But that's going to continue on through as we get to the rest of the afternoon, lightening as we get overnight, or really weakening, I should say, as we get overnight into your Tuesday morning. But this model in particular does hold that rain in the area for just a little bit longer as we get into your Tuesday evening. We'll keep an eye on that, though, because we also have a model that keeps that rainfall out of the way, pushes it out, it comes and it goes. So we'll continue to watch if that's going to have any impact for your trick-or-treating as we get into your Tuesday night. We're still seeing these drought conditions, though, so we could definitely use the rain, of course. We've got those areas of extreme drought here in Chattanooga that's continuing to push up into the valley. So in terms of temperatures with that cold front, we're going to see a big drop down. You see 69 degrees for your Monday, then down into your 50s for the entire middle of the week. You should especially keep in mind as we go from Halloween night into Wednesday morning, 32 degrees is the low. We're seeing freezing temperatures that night throughout the area. So definitely make sure you've got the kids' coats ready as you're sending them out for that trick-or-treating for when it does finally get chilly outside. And in general, it's just time to pull the coats out because we are now seeing some very chilly temperatures.